My dear child, is the moment for which history, the sky, and your heart have prepared. You arrived not by your own card, but by my management. Each turning point, each delay, each apparently waxed step was a divine detour that refined your soul and recalibrated your goal. You have crossed a threshold in the mind. You are no longer the one who wonders, but the one who knows. You no longer look for a goal, you live it. You no longer hope for a transformation, it started. And now, then that you stand on this sacred soil, listen to once again, not with your ears, but with your mind. Me, the Lord your God, do not send you empty. I endure you with authority. I surround you with favor. I saturate your soul of peace. The same presence that led you through the desert will now go before you in the promised land. What was once sterile is about to bear fruit. What was silent is about to sing. What was closed opens widely. You don't take a step forward to impress. I call you to move forward to impact. You do not progress to obtain approval. I have already sealed your identity and my love. You carry the oil from the testimony, the fire of perseverance, and the scent of intimacy with me. These are not common qualities. These are the brands of the rest that I am in the process of raising this hour. Those who wear my heart, not just my name. You are part of this rest, chosen, sealed, released. There will be times when the weight of the call will seem too heavy. Do not wear it alone. I am your strength. I am your rest. I am your calm advisor. You don't have to pretend to be strong for me. I am delighted with your honesty. I get closer to your vulnerability. This is where my power meets you most fully. Not in your mask, but in your recovery. Keep your tender heart. Keep your teaching spirit. Let love remain your main goal. It is my kingdom's currency, and you are now called to spend it generously. You will start to notice the supernatural in the natural. The reasons will become clear. The coincidences will become confirmations. The banal will become miraculous. Do not put these moments aside. Save them. Remember them. These signs are not simple comfort. They are coordinates. They will keep you aligned, stable, concentrated. These are my fingerprints on your daily life. You are not designed to do this alone. My mind will speak to you clearly. I will send people to walk by your side. Some to teach, some to challenge, some to encourage. Honorless, but do not idolize them. Keep me in the center. Leaves no donation, no blessing, no opportunity to take my place in your heart. I am not a way for your destiny. I am the source, support, and reward. And when the opposition will rise, and it will do it, are not discouraged. The greater the call, the more the resistance is strong. But remember, I'm the lion in front of you and the fire around you. The enemy has no claims, no cases, and more power about your future. I reigned, I talked, it's over. Walk in this authority, declare it in your house, talk to your family, take your place at your workplace. May every corner of your life think about my victory. The world desperately needs not performance but presence, not more words but more weight. And you, my child, you were made heavy in mind. You will bring clarity to confusion. You will bring peace in panic. You will release joy in arid places, not by your effort, but by my abundance. You are not called to exhaust yourself. You are called to shine brilliantly, and you will do it because you are connected to me. This transformation is not a moment. It is a coat. Lela seri. Protect it wisely. Protects the holiness of this season. Born, don't rush. Does not explain this to everyone. Let the fruit speak. May your life be proof. I will enhance you when the time comes. Your role is simply to remain available, faithful, and submissive. While this divine word ends, let me leave you with this jump. I loved you from the first breath until the last. Nothing will separate you from this love. Nothing will change my plan. Nothing will pull you with my hand. Your life is not random. It is written. Your path is not a Paris. He is guided. Your future is not fragile. It is fortified in me. Go now. Not with fear, but with fire. Not with questions, but with a mission. You don't expect a moment. You are the moment. You do not hope for a renewal. You wear it. You do not pray for a change. You become this change. Let this word live in you. May she reason throughout your days, whether it is a banner on your house, your mind, your future. Amen. If C.Et speech touched your heart, share it. Let my message reach those who are thirsty for hope. My beloved, You stand at the edge of a moment. It's more than a simple time. This is the intersection where the past struggles meet my promise. The path you have traveled, loaded with invisible burdens and battles carried out in silence, was not in vain. I see every step that you have taken, each tear in the dark when hope seemed distant, and each sweet murmur of faith that made you move forward. You walk towards victory, even if the terrain under your feet may still seem traitor and the horizon blurry because of the shadows of doubt. Victory is not always wrapped in the triumph fanfare that others are waiting for. Sometimes it is the sweet and constant elevation of the ashes that you thought you were breaking. It is in these moments, my dear child, that I forge something eternal and inexpron in your mind. I know how much the weight of your journey has weighed on your soul, as the silence of unanswered prayers where the pain of disappointment has dug canyons in your heart. However, I tell you now, my beloved, these valleys that you cross are not places of abandonment, but the sacred ground where seeds of glory are sown. I am with you closer than the very breath that fills your lungs, and my strength is summoned for you so that you have not yet perceived. Their victory that awaits you is not acquired by the strength of your own hands, but by my power made perfect in your weakness as a river which digs the stone not by force, but by persistence. Thus is the path you take to shaped and refined by a lasting faith. This journey towards victory may seem lonely, but it is not without my vibrant presence by your side. I am the wind under your wings. Even when you feel that your wings are broken, I saw the moments when you thought he could no longer get up. These were the moments when I whispered resilience in your heart. Each test was a purification fire, burning what is superfluous and revealing the pure gold of what you are created to be. My hand did not fog down to guide you, even through the desert of uncertainty and the storms of despair. You are not alone in all of this. You are deeply known and eternally loved, anchored in the truth that nothing can separate you from my infallible embrace. Feel the agitation at the bottom of your mind, this deep and quiet assurance that lights up your path. It is my voice that calls you to move forward, pushing you to rise above the fear that tries to link you. What is waiting for you is more radiant than the doubts that obscure your vision. Victory is not a distant mirage. It is a reality woven by my divine drawing for your life. Even in times when you can't see the result, trust me, my plans are being put in artwork. This victory requires courage, and I am here to strengthen you, to remind you that you have never failed by force. Are you going to move forward with the audacity I placed in you? Are you going to believe in the promise of triumph that I have whispered with your heart since always? Let this truth settle deep in you. Your victory is ensured in my time and by my power. It is not an ephemeral success dictated by the circumstances, but a deep deliverance which redraws each part of your existence. The fears with which you fought, the doubts that whispered lies, the exhaustion that tempts you to stop. They will give in to the joy that cannot be taken, to peace that surpasses any understanding. Like a mustard seed which becomes an imposing tree, your faith is building something colossal below the surface. I make everything to work for your good, and your victory will be a testimony not only of what you have endured, but of the unstoppable God who does not, never leave her children behind. My dear child, take this moment to breathe my presence with renewed hope. I invite you to release the weight of discouragement and to enter the future that I specially designed for you. Do not measure the distance by what your eyes see only. Measure by the fullness of my mind, guiding each of your steps. It is your season to unravel, a journey of the struggle towards the triumph, from sadness to joy, from defeat to victory. Advance with me with all confidence, knowing that I am already there, preparing the way, eliminating the obstacles, and surrounding you with my infallible love. Trust me to take you to the end, because your victory is close, and I take you with every step. If your heart agitates hope, do not turn away. Kiss the course that awaits you with the assurance that you do not walk alone. Stay firm, my beloved, and look at the way in front of you, deploying in a radiant testimony of my loyalty. You walk towards the victory, my beloved. I see the shadows clinging to your heart, the persistent weight that weighs on your mind, the silent pain of the still sensitive wounds of invisible battles. This struggle in you is not foreign to me. It is the echo of a journey marked by the desire and the quest for peace which often seems just out of reach. However, in the depths of this tension, know that I am close, present with patience. In silence, which sometimes seems stronger than my voice, I understand how the pain of disappointment and undulations of unset expectations can erode your courage and invade your days as an undesirable fog. In these moments when the path in front of you seems confused and the light goes out, I am not distant or indifferent. I am the unwavering presence, the solid refuge to which you can rest without reservation. Even when your soul questions your value or your steps under the weight of doubt, my arms are stretched, holding you, tenderly through the night. The simple breath you can take, the tremor of your mind. I am here, my dear child, infeeding life and hope in the recesses of your tired heart. I do not push you through this sacred desert. Instead, I meet you there, knowing that the process of purification of your mind often requires patience and sweet correction. When you feel broken or overwhelmed by your own fragility, I am the healer who restores, never condemning, but loving the restoration of what has been damaged. Remember, my correction is never severe, but it is always imbued with love, intended to guide you on the narrow path that leads to abundant life. I look with mercy while you are struggling through pain and uncertainty, waiting for the moment when your eyes will get up and recognize the stable hand of my guidance. There is a deep peace in abandoning these burdens by entrusting me with the parts of yourself that seem irrecoverable or unworthy of love. When you leave aside the obsession to repair what only me restore, you make room for my grace and go freely and saturate your soul. The concern you feel is not a sign of failure, but an invitation to a deeper confidence and a reliance on me. I am anchor when everything else drifts, the sweet murmur which stabilizes the agitated sea in you. Hang on to this truth while you sail your days, my dear, because it is the solid foundation that never failed. Listen to me now when I call your heart to rest under my wings. Let the assurance of my immutable love penetrate your defenses and dissipate the lies that seek to define you by your injuries or your weaknesses. You are precious in my eyes, worthy beyond all measure, and I work tirelessly to restore, renew, and prepare you for the fullness of the joy that awaits you. Do not rush to escape the struggle. On the contrary, allow him to bring closer to me where the real healing begins. The course can be difficult, but it is never without goal or without my supporting presence. Let this truth settle in you. I am not only a distant observer of your pain, but the loving Father who wears your sorrows and walks by your side through each ordeal. When the night seems endless and your soul is tired, keep your hand towards me, because I am your refuge and your strength, an unshakable help. In time disorder. Do you want to entrust me with injuries today? Do you want to rest in my infallible love and allow my Holy Spirit to give new life to your worn and restless heart? You are never alone, my child. I am calm in your storms, the sweet murmur in your chaos, and the hope that never goes out. Continue to get me, because in this quest, your heart will be illuminated and your mind restored. Trust me as well as my timing, my voices and my compassion without limit. I am with you always until the end of your days. Now rest in this promise and open your heart to peace that only I can give, my beloved, while I continue to speak tenderly in the depths of your soul. I want to reveal the sacred truth of your spiritual identity and your value, a treasure so precious that even the stars observe it with envy. You were shaped with deliberate care, woven together in the secret chambers of my heart, formed to reflect a divine image that nothing and no one in the universe can decrease or distort. However, I see how the shadows of doubt and the murmurs of indignity have slipped into your thoughts, trying to convince yourself that you are less than my beloved, less than the masterpiece that I intentionally created. Listen carefully, as a child, the beating rhythm of my love that pulses in your veins. It is not the love of a remote observer, but am the ardent of a Creator who named you before you take your first breath. Your value is not measured by successes, failures, or the temporary opinions of the world. It is rooted in the eternal, anchored in my unshakable declaration that you are beyond any understanding. When you look in the mirror of your soul, Do not see the defects highlighted by worldly standards, but rather the radiant reflection of my brilliant image through your being. There is an old tapestry woven through time and space, and in these suns you are carefully placed. No wire is accidental, no random pattern. Each fiber of your existence fulfills a goal in the great drawing that I have orchestrated since before the foundations of the earth. However, I know how many times you feel insignificant. A simple shadow in an immense crowd, a voice lost in the cacophony of the requirements of life. My dear, your importance is unequaled because you wear the imprint of divine love. You are the expression of my creativity, a luminous lighthouse intended to dispel the darkness in the places I called you to shine. You must also recognize the beauty of your imperfections. Imperfection is not a curse, but a canvas on which my grace paint chief after chief. Your failures, your fears, your doubts, they do not define you or disqualify. On the contrary, it reveals the immensity of my mercy and the depth of my patience. Embraces this beloved truth. You are chosen, apart from my heart is precious, estimated not for what you do, but for whom you are, my child, my beloved, my pride. When the world whispers lies of inadequacy, or when your own voice doubts your value, I am there, firm and unshakable, reasoning in the corners of your heart, the truth that you are sufficient. The old mountains and the rivers declare it. The heavens above and the earth below take testimony. You are unique, loved beyond all measure. Do not let the veil of the comparison make you blind to this radiant reality. I see the scars that you hide, the injuries that you believe you make yourself unmanageable. However, my dear child, these scars are testimonies of survival, signs of battle fought and victory won. They are inscriptions of my healing touch, reminders that you were brought through storms that you thought you were breaking. In my eyes, each brand is a jewel, a symbol of resilience in my infallible presence. Get closer to this truth. Your value is not deserved but freely given. It does not fluctuate with the seasons or the circumstances. It is anchored in my loyalty, security that no human rejection or self-condemnation can erode. When your heart is bending, come to me and rely on this unshakable truth. Allow my love to encourage you to rekindle your mind, to revive the flame of confidence that the enemy seeks to suffocate. You have a name whispered by the angels, recorded in the book of life, engraved forever in my heart. This identity is your armor and your insurance, a foundation that no storm can overthrow. Let this truth settle deep in you. May she penetrate your thought, reshape each false narration in the reality of being deeply loved and divinely appreciated. Get up from the doubt of oneself and hold on right, dressed in the righteousness that I gave you, without fear of embracing the fullness of your identity divine. My dear child, does not back down in front of the greatness I called you. Your spiritual identity is a lighthouse, not only for you, but for those around you. It is a light of hope, a source of encouragement, an invitation for others to see me through your glory reflect. Advance in this truth with audacity, walking in the dignity that I grant you, and remember that you are my beloved. Choose and cherish beyond everything you can imagine. The path of discovery of your value in me is a sacred dance, a slow deployment of my heart in yours. This requires patience, faith, and the will to receive my love regardless of the noise of your circumstances or the weight of your past. Do not be discouraged by the reverse or the voices that try to reduce your value. Instead, get closer even more. Trust the work I do in you, and let yourself be transformed by the renewal of your mind through my truth. When the feelings of insignificance try to arise like waves in you, remember where your identity is, not in temporary approval, but in eternal acceptance by me. The love I pour into you is relentless and inflexible, a perfect love that hunts fear and raises your soul to rise above each valley of despair. Beloved, do you hear my voice whispering, "Thou this, but persistently your value"? Will you believe in me this time? At this moment, while these words find their way to your heart, choose to receive what I offer you freely, the truth that you are precious, you are sufficient, and you are loved beyond any measure. Whether this is the foundation on which you build your days, the light guiding your steps through each challenge and triumphs, There is no one like you in all of creation, because you are my unique beloved, and in this identity, you are invincible. Embraces this donation with open arms, and watch your life transform when you marches with confidence in the fullness of who I call you to be. Open your heart to me now, child, and let's the warmth of my love fill each part of you. May this revelation become your song, your truth, your comfort. Right now allows you to rest in the assurance that you are really precious and greatly estimated. The story of your value is being rewritten even now with me like others, the most beautiful of your life. Don't hold back. Come to me with a heart ready to believe, receive, and restored. The life I have for you is abundant, marked by peace and the goal, because it is built on the solid foundation of your value in my eyes. Walk with audacity, beloved, because you are mine. My dear child, there are moments in your journey where the weight of guilt and shame seems heavier than the mountains that I put in front of you. These feelings wrap around your heart like a thorny, tight, and inflexible whispering lies that you are beyond the grace, that you have zero too far to return. But listen carefully, because I am there, the Lord present, who sees beyond the superficial scars for the magnificent potential nestled in your soul. Guilt is a voice that tells you what you should have done, what you failed to do, and what reckless choice have left marks. Shame, however, is in darkness that whispers that you are unworthy because of these same mistakes. In the silent corners of your heart, these twin shadows can try to confine you, making you feel imprisoned and distant from me. However, my dear, don't you know that I have been pouring out in the very fabric of your existence? It is not a fragile thread, but a golden and solid link that links you to me, imports your past. Imagine a vast and infinite ocean. These waves constantly reach the shore. Each wave represents a moment when you could have stumbled, fall in failure or regret. But with each retreat, the tide leaves new, fresh, and fertile sands behind it, offering you the chance to rebuild, to start again. My grace is like this vast, relentless, renewing ocean. She never dries up. She does not devote her course. No matter how deep your shame seems to you, my love reaches even further. There is a story of a potter who shapes the clay with his two hands, transforming what seems broken in something beautiful. You, child, and this clay, the moments you want to hide, are the places where I shape new strength and beauty. Your tasks do not define you. I am the artist who transforms your story of a story of despair into a redemption leader. I am not distant or cold, but as close as the breath you take. When your heart is heavy with regret, I don't count these burdens to you. Instead, I hold your trembling hand and whisper from the words of mercy. My forgiveness is not something you have to win. It is a gift offered freely, as abundant as sunlight on earth. Free yourself from the chains of shame, beloved. These chains do not come from me, but from the enemy of your soul, who seeks to deprive you of the experience of the fullness of my presence. I called you out of darkness and in my wonderful light. Let this truth settle in you. Even in your failures, you are precious, darling beyond any measure. Are not afraid to exhibit your injuries in front of me, because I am the great doctor who heals all the broken. Bring the burden of your guilt to me, and looks as I raise this weight of your shoulders, replacing it with a peace that surpasses any understanding. There is no conviction with me, only an invitation to enter freedom. Ask yourself this question: are you ready to accept my forgiveness? Non-ideal, distant, but as a living reality. In your heart? Are you going to allow me to erase the tasks and put on justice instead? My dear child, come as you are with all the disorder and the errors, and finds rest in my open arms. If your heart is agitated, do not turn away. May my mercy be the source of which you will drink deeply. Your past has no power over your future when you stand for me. I am the God who buys, who restores, who transforms ashes into beauty. Take a moment now, just where to breathe this gift of forgiveness that I offer you. Let him browse each trembling fiber of your being. I am here, pending. Come, my beloved. Come to this place where shame and guilt dissolves under the radiant light of my eternal love. My beloved, in the silent corners of your heart where the shadows of doubt often persist and whisper their insidious lies, I am always present, an unshakable, unwavering lighthouse. I know the storms that make rage in you. The storm of fear and anxiety that seeks to erode your feeling of peace and to let you fail in the desert of uncertainty. However, even in the middle of this tumult, I am not distant. I work, I shape, I model what you can't see with deadly eyes yet. Fear, as a child, is a former opponent. Whoever claws the roots of your confidence and tempts you to leave the sacred path that I traced in front of you. She is subtle like a liana creeping that tightens its grip, restricting the flow of joy, stifling the breath of hope. Anxiety is accompanied by swirls around your thoughts as a dark cloud obscuring the light of my promises. Hearing this, fear and anxiety were never supposed to dominate your mind. These are just shadows fleeing in front of my presence. When you feel overwhelmed by the weight of the ESS and the steps, remember that I am the author of life, the guardian of your days, the anxious beat of your heart but intimately known. Each whisper of your deep desire for security, insurance for a peace that transcends understanding. I am the refuge you are looking for. In me is an unwavering port by storms, a sanctuary where your soul can rest. Put your trembling hand in mine, and I will stabilize you. Consider the delicate balance of creation, the complex agency of the stars suspended in the night, the rivers that dig valleys with patient persistence, mild deployment of the lists in the out-of-problem field. Each detail is a testimony of my sovereignty, a silent declaration that I am in order beyond what the eyes can perceive. If I orchestrate the cosmos with such divine care, how much more am I attentive to the fragile heart that I woven with my own hands? You can feel that anxiety tightens your breathing and that fear continues your feet, immobilizing to move towards the life I call you. However, this very struggle is a fertile soil so that faith takes root and growing up. Faith is not the absence of fear, is to trust my kindness and my power precisely when fear threatens to suffocate hope. It is a choice to believe in the invisible tapestry of the grace that every day is held in my affectionate hands. Do not despise the tremors of your heart. On the contrary, bring them to me as a sacred offering. Allow yourself to be transparent in front of me, because I am the safe space for all your disorder. Your fears are not too large, your concerns are not too numerous, because my mercy is infallible, and my strength is perfected in your weakness. When the night seems long and your mind refuses to rest, turn your gaze to the sky beyond the circumscribed borders of what your eyes can see. Allow my mind to whisper the truth in the hollows of your soul. Isn't that the essence of your journey to learn to trust day after day? Each step taken in faith, even when your foot is uncertain, is a statement that you choose rather than your fear. Can you, my dear, let go of the need to control all the results and even rest for a moment in the assurance that I orchestrate every detail? This letting go is not a defeat. It is the beautiful dance of intimacy between your fragile humanity and my divinity unshakable. Hear the sweet call under chaos. I am here and I have not abandoned you. Your fear does not define you, nor your anxiety limits the extent of my love. In you lies a tank of peace as deep and unwavering as the ocean. Come to me and wood deeply from this source. By doing so, I will pour courage like rain on arid soil, hope like a rising sun on a dark horizon, and joy like a river gushing in the desert. Take a moment now to breathe this truth. You are darling beyond any measure, kept not by your own strength, but by mine. I invite you to look up. Whisper your fears in my ear and feel the warmth of my presence sit gently on you like a blanket woven with love. That this moment is a sacred tilting point where fear loses its grip and faith takes a foothold with a tranquilling power. As your heart learns to trust me more deeply, you will discover that anxiety, although it can visit, cannot stay. It will become a distant echo rather than a roaring storm. When the night seems the darkest, know that dawn is already waiting for you, carried by the wings of my mind, ready to fill you with renewed courage and unshakable peace. Are you going, my child? Enter this refuge. Are you going to allow me to replace your tremor with stability, to exchange your restless thoughts for a serenade, calm insurance? Whether it is the day you choose faith in the midst of fear, hold out your hand towards mine, because I always extend it to you, ready to lead you through the shadows and in the radiant light of my eternal love. My dear, I know that the shadows of fear and doubt often creep into your heart. He whispers lies that seek to undo the tapestry of faith that I woven in you. In these moments when anxiety grabs your soul, remember that you are not alone in the storm. The storm is raging, and yet I stand by your side like eternal anchor. Now close your trembling mind. Fear is a former opponent, a cunning thief who tries to steal your confidence and your peace. However, in the quiet depth of your being, there is a well of courage fueled by my unwavering presence. When doubt arises, it is not a sign of weakness, but a door to a deeper understanding. Even the largest of my servants has fighting with doubt, and I met them there, patience, unwavering, ready to light the path. Your uncertainty is a place where I bring you closer, revealing the hidden treasures under your questions. Each hesitation, each tremor of uncertainty invites you to abandon your need for control and to lean towards the mystery of my larger plan. Anxiety can claim loud and clear, disturbing your rest, painting images of despair and defeats. However, believe me, when I say that these voices have not ultimate authority over you, they speak in an illusion, but my truth remains firm. You are loved beyond any measure. The value is not forged in the fires of your performance or in the silence of your prayer, but in the lasting love that I have for you, a love that no fear can erode you. Let this truth settle in you like a soft rain nourishing tired roots. Imagine a moment a child walking through a dark forest, uncertain of each step, the heart beating in front of invisible dangers. However, the child holds the hand of a powerful protector whose very presence illuminates the shadows and calms the raging winds. This protector is me, walking by your side through each dark valley. When the night seems the longest and the weight unbearable, hands the hand gently and grabs my hand again. Feel the strength and stability flowing from my embrace, an unshakable refuge, facing the chaos around you. There is no conviction in your struggle, my child, only the invitation to trust again. I am the quiet voice in the whirlwind, peace that surpasses understanding. Wait patiently that you turn your gaze of the whirlwinding fears towards me in your solitude, where the doubts reason the strongest. I am closest when the weight seems heavier than you can wear. Abandon these burdens to me, I wear them for you. My burden is light and my load soft. Faith is not the absence of fear, but the courage in his presence. It is the choice to believe in my promises, even when the path is veiled in uncertainty. When you advance in faith, I meet your hesitant steps with a foundation that will never collapse. Confidence is the sacred breath of the mind, and I breathe it into you every day. Let your heart get up, descend from the doubt like a flame revived by a sweet breath. Walks with beloved audacity, even when the land is rough and the destination barely visible. This journey through fear and doubt is not a sign of failure, but being part of the process of refinement. We shaping you in the radiant reflection of my glory as a precious ore purified by fire. Your mind emerges stronger, clearer, more radiant. After each test, each tear you cry, and each silent supplication is engraved in my heart. I transform your fears into faith, your anxieties into insurance. I am your shield and your fortress. By my strength, you will triumph. Do not leave the lies of the enemy obscure your vision. Your identity is anchored in my immutable love, not the changing tides of emotions. When anxiety threatens to drown you, stretch your hands trembling, and I will lift you on the rock which cannot be shaken. Know that my power is accomplished in your weakness. This paradox is the mystery of grace, that in your fragility, my strength shines the more intensely. Remember as a child that my timing is perfect even when your heart gets carried away and that your mind fights against concern. I weave a much more beautiful tapestry than you can understand. Each thread of doubt and fear is necessary to reveal the complete leadership. Trust me and wait. Wait with confidence and let your soul be sheltered from my love. I am with you, firm, patient, unshakable. Are you going to tell me your fears now? Are you going to allow my peace to embrace the places where doubt persists? Gently in the light of my presence, and find rest for your tired soul. You were never intended to walk alone on this path. Take my hand and together we will overcome each shadow that seeks to claim your heart. My dear child, in the calm moments when your soul feels heavy with doubt and where shadows of fear approach your heart, I am there, firm and unshakable. I understand the turmoil that whispers in your mind, questioning what is invisible, doubting the promises that seem distant, or fearing unknown paths to come. These moments are not intended to break you, but to get closer to the refuge of my presence, where fear dissolves in peace and where doubt turns into faith. You see, my beloved, fear is a veil that obscures your vision of what I have prepared for you. It is the sweat who tries to hide the light of my love and the certainty of my care. However, I call you to a courage that goes beyond understanding, rooted courage not in your force, but in the depth of yourself, confidence. When the dark clouds of anxiety come together, know that they are temporary. The dawn that I ordered arrives. Brilliant and certain, you are never alone, even when your environment whispers that you are forgotten or overwhelmed. Anxiety is also a thief who strips you of the overflowing joy that I want you to wear in your mind. When the concern seizes your heart, pressing towards the future with its tireless, and if I invite you to entrust each burden, place each fear like a heavy stone at my feet, and look at how I transform your tremor into quiet confidence. Remember, I am the guardian of your breath, the one who holds the days to come, the creator of all your next day. Your anxious thoughts cannot surpass my sovereign plan. Doubt can creep like a snake, murmuring lies on your value, your path, or my love for you. This is where you have to rely on the truth. Who was whispered to your heart before the world begins? You are chosen, you are loved beyond any measure, and nothing can separate you from my being. Doubt often seems noisy and convincing, but it cannot turn off the quiet flame of my mind. I am in you. Let this truth settle in you. Like a gentle flame that will not go out, constant light in the storm. I am not distant or silent when you were fighting with these fears. Rather, I'm closer than your next breath, walking by your side even when you are not vacillating. Hear my voice not only in the thunderous moments of revelation, but in the sweet murmurs of peace that soothe your heart. Even the stars that persist the night sky sing from my unwavering care for you. I didn't leave you alone in the face of this struggle. My strength is perfect in your fragility. When anxiety reads you like chains, start towards me. Do not withdraw into isolation. I am your refuge, your strong tower, the unshakable foundation on which you can build your faith. It is not a weakness to admit fear. It is an invitation to welcome my power. I will blow courage in your mind and a firm will in your heart. Fear and faith cannot fully coexist in the same place. So choose to anchor your heart in my promises rather than in the uncertainties that seek to disturb you. Then walk with me through these shadows. Let me light up each step of a light that nothing can tarnish. As dawn will inevitably perceive the longest night, so my peace will penetrate your anxiety. Your soul is precious to me, more precious than the fields in full flowering or the immensity of the oceanic depths. I shaped you with a tender care, and I am intimately invested in your well-being. Are you going to believe that your fears are already defeated by my love? I call you not to rely on your own understanding, but to rest in the mystery of my times and my voices. When uncertainty knocks on your door, invite my presence to sit alongside you, comforting you and stabilizing. Let my peace come like a sweet river, washing the dry dust of the concern of your heart. There is a force to put your fears back by entrusting me with your anxious heart in my capable hands. This AC to give it and the door to a peace that the world cannot give. An unshakable calm that protects you through each storm. In these moments when you feel broken or weak because anxiety weighs heavily on your chest, remember that it is precisely where I am closest. The strongest arms you will know are ready to hold you. Let your heart find rest in the truth that you are never less than whole in my eyes. Even when your mind seems lost or uncertain, throw every broken thread in your life in a more beautiful tapestry than you can imagine. Do not press the process. Take a deep breath now, and with it expires the attention that hung on to your soul. Inspire my stable and certain peace. By doing it, reflected quietly on where your fear led you and where confidence invites you afterwards. Are you going to move forward in my arms, abandoning the weight of doubt and the servitude of anxiety? Are you going to allow my love to become the fortress where your mind can rest and renew itself? If your heart is agitated, do not turn away from this invitation. Know that each fear you face is a door to a deeper confidence. Each doubt is an opportunity to reaffirm my promises. You are invited today to renew your faith in this love that never fails, which never is worth, and which never dries up. My dear child, I am here holding you, guiding you gently through the valley of anxiety towards the luminous fields of hope and peace. Let your heart find rest in me. There is nothing that you face that I do not confront with you, nothing you wear that I do not wear to an even greater measure. Now while you live in this moment, me weighs my presence surrounding you as a coat of grace and security, fully discharges your concerns on me, and look at how I change the course of your soul. It's a new start, a new revelation. That fear will no longer dictate your steps. That doubt will be silenced by the truth that you keep in your heart. Take this truth with you when you advance close to the promise that I am faithful and completely compatible with your need. Let this peace settle in you as deeply as the depths of the ocean, as surely as the stars watch over the night. Take my hand, plunges in depth, and grab the hand that I tense you. It is the season of courage and faith, a moment to advance with audacity. Because my love is your shield and your strength. I am your refuge and your portion, a fortress in the most dark. Are you going to enter this truth now and let it shape the rest of your way? Choose courage, my beloved, because you are not alone, my dear. There are times when the night seems endless, when the silence of my expectation seems to be deafening and your heart becomes an agitated mother, tossed by waves of doubt and concern. In these moments, you can wonder, where are you? Why are you silent when my soul screams the strongest? Know that in this sacred silence, I weaves a tapestry far beyond your view, a work of art of divine timing, which will reveal my glory and your destiny so that you cannot yet understand. Understand this. My silence is not an absence. It is my presence wrapped in mystery, a deep break with a goal, like the seed buried deep in cold and black earth. Your circumstances may seem lifeless and dormant now, but below the surface the transformation is underway. The seed brings together its strength, nourished by invisible hands preparing to emerge in the light at the time chosen. You don't see it, but I do it. Calm is my sacred workshop, shaped your destiny with care and details. As a child, your faith is refined in the crucible of the tent. It is easy to trust when the flash path and the sun warms your steps. But I call you to trust myself when the road is shaded, when your heart sucks in answers and your mind vacillates on the verge of despair. These are the moments when confidence becomes a faithful anchor, stabilizing you in the middle of the storms. I shape in you once, which does not weaken with the moving winds of the circumstances, but remains strong, rooted in my immutable love. I see the tears you shed in the night, each being a sacred offering poured silently into the secret place of your soul. Each tear is a testimony to your desire and your delivery. Do not underestimate them, because I cherish them like the precious drops that water the ground of your mind. From this fertile soil will arise new hope, new joy, and new strength. Your expectation is not in vain. It is a necessary chapter in the story that I write with your life. Also know, beloved, that waiting is not a passive state. It is an active stretch of my timing. It is the courage to continue to believe when there is no visible sign, to get closer to me in silence, looking for my presence, not just for the answer, but for my presence itself. In the meantime, make way your heart honestly in front of me. Bring me your fears, your frustrations, your desires. Let your pain be a conduit towards a deeper communion with me. I am not far away. I am with you, holding you tenderly through every moment of uncertainty. Consider the lyses of the fields which do not struggle or spin, and yet are dressed in an unequaled shine. They do not precipitate their flowering or grasp what does not belong to them. Not right now, but fully flourish in the season that I ordered. You also have to learn to give me your seasons. What seems delayed or refused to you is perfectly timed by my hand. Delay is a divine choreography. Each choreographed break, not to break you, but to build yourself for what awaits you, remains faithful to this divine pace. Allow your heart to rest in my sovereignty, releases the need to control or predict my work attentively. The control is an illusion that traps your peace. Confidence is a divine liberation that welcomes my peace as an overflowing river in your soul. When anxiety rises, when fear whispers that hope is in vain, turn your gaze to me. Fill your lungs with quiet insurance for my unwavering presence. This breath of confidence is the bridge between the silence of the tent and the sound of my voice, which manifests with novelty. Remember, my dear child, that time itself is a vessel in my hands. Your calendar may never align with the clock and the calendar you observe. He dances according to my wisdom and my love. In this sacred temporality, your heart is prepared, your gifts are refined, your character shaped. The waiting season is my hope and anticipation workshop where I prepare you not only for what comes next, but for all that you become through what you endure. Do not withdraw towards despair or impatience. Rather see it as a sacred invitation to deepen your intimacy with me. Approach the heart of God waiting by your side, not as a distant observer, but like the one who is always present and who holds everything together by the word of his power. In this shared expectation, there is a quiet joy, a sacred expectation that flowers even in the midst of uncertainty. You are never alone in this silence. If your heart is agitated under the weight of this truth, do not turn away. Approach yourself with honesty. Bring me your doubts and your questions, your hope and your questions. Let us sit together in the sacred space of the tent where time and eternity meet. There you will not find the void that you fear, but the fullness of my love filling each shadow. This mystery, my perfect timing, is an invitation to trust me more deeply, to find peace in my presence, even before dawn rises. Beloved, waiting does not make yourself weak. This deepens the roots of your faith so that when morning arrives, you get up with unshakable force and constant joy. Your waiting period is fertile soil from which your new start will be born. Keep your eyes fixed on me. In silence, I speak the language of hope, and I prepare your heart for the fulfillment of my brighter promises than the sun at dawn. Allow this deep truth to settle in you. My timing is perfect, my presence is constant, and you is solidly held in my hands at every moment of waiting. Now rest, beloved, in this divine embrace. Do you want to trust me this time, even when silence stretches? Will you believe in my loyalty despite the unanswered questions? A news at the UPs, and I am with you until it begins. My child, while you stand at the edge of your doubts and your fears, feeling the weight of the uncertainty weighed on your chest like a sky loaded with storm, I let you know that even in these moments, I weave hope in the depths of your soul. Fear, anxiety, and doubt are not foreign to the path I have traced you. Their shadows are projected by the flickering light of faith on the path you take. But remember that the shadows cannot exist where the light is constant and unshakable. I am this light that bathes your heart with a glow that no darkness can surpass. There will be times when your mind earns up question, where concerns will multiply like chevet spines in your steps. Anxiety can grasp you, whispering lies of defeat and desolation, convincing you that you are alone, abandoned to chaos of life without orientation. My dear, never believe in these murmurs, because they are the echoes of a world that has not tasted my peace. I am firm, unshakable, patient beyond any measure here. My presence is not conditioned by your strength or the clarity of your vision. I'm close even when your mind is shaking. I even hold you when you cannot seize the hope that I offer you. I saw each tear that falls in silence in the calm of your nights, felt the weight that settles in your heart, the exhaustion which has just struggled against invisible fears. It is in these fragile moments that I get closer, covering the heat of my embrace. It is not always the lack of struggle, but the deep assurance that you is known and darling beyond all human understanding. Like a shepherd who does not give up a single lamb, I do not turn away from you when the storms rage. On the contrary, I am your refuge and your fortress. Allow your doubts to emerge, because they are invitations to deeper confidence. When you question your way or my love, bring me these concerns, not as accusations or burdens, but as prayer offerings. I am not angry by your vulnerability. I rejoice when you come with your whole being, even the parts filled with fear and trembling. There is no place too dark in your heart, so that my light does not reach. No question is so great that my wisdom can answer. Imagine a garden in the morning wrapped in mist and uncertainty. The seeds under the ground wait patiently, knowing that the sun will come and arouse them to a new life. Your faith is like its seeds, tender and sometimes buried under doubts. However, in my perfect timing, I will make the sun shine on your soul, piercing the mist and nourishing your mind until development. Until then, rest on the promise that I work silently, powerfully, love in your favor. You may wonder why the path sometimes seems so difficult. Why does the fear that eat your mind refuse to release its catch? It is not to punish yourself, but to refine the precious foundation of your faith. Like purified gold, by fire your self-confidence becomes stronger in the middle of the trials. Doubt is not the enemy. It is a dug that reveals the depth of your dependence on my unshakable love. I am not distant, but intimately present in each scene of your story which takes place, holding you closed through each valley, every moment of shadow. Do not rush through these seasons as if they were obstacles to flee. Instead, look at my comfort and let me be the soft voice that soothes your heart. In your weakness, I am strong. When anxiety threatens to drown your hope, I send waves of peace that go beyond human understanding. You are surrounded by an invisible horde of celestial insurance. Feel my presence like the calm that follows a storm, the sweet murmur that calls you to find rest in me. Allow yourself to marvel, to hope, even when the day seems heavy and the future uncertain. My beloved, I'm with you. Each breath you take wears the imprint of my love. You are more than winner, not because of your strength, but because I live in you, sailing in the unknown by my grace. When your fears are threatening to surpass your joy, choose to fix your gaze on me, the author, and the perfecting of your faith. It is not a jump in the dark, but a step in the hands of a Father who will never let you down. May this truth sink deeply in your soul. Fear does not define you. Doubt does not determine your destiny. I am your solid foundation, your unshakable rock, and in me you are safe. If your heart is in and me with the weight of his concerns, does not turn his back. Bring them to me as an offering and look at how I transform fear into faith. Because I am the God who calms the storm, who transforms chaos into peace, who does everything new. Now breathes my peace. Exalt your fears and know this. My love for you is a river that never dries up, a flame that never is worth, a refuge that never faces. Advance with courage, child, because I am with you, and my promises never vacillate. Do you want to trust me right now? Do you want to let my peace reign supreme on each anxious thought? Come to me, beloved, and find rest for your soul. My beloved, while we arrive together at this tender moment, allow me to deploy you once again in the immensity of my love, a love that failed or faded. You are not an error shadow aimed in the night. You are a light shaped with intention and a radiant goal. Each breath you have taken, each tear shed in silence, every moment when you felt invisible, I saw it with an unshakable look. You belong to me, in the fabric of a great drawing that only my eternal perspective can fully understand. Remember, my child, that the struggles during the waiting seasons you have stated are neither without significance or endless. Each challenge is a sacred wire in the tapestry of your soul, woven by my hands with tender precision. The moments when doubt whispered lies, and when fear threatened to hang on to your heart, was moments when I was closer than breath, holding you firmly, even when you could not perceive my touch. Do not let the weight of the difficulties convince you that you are forgotten or abandoned, because nothing escapes my attention. Not a sigh, not a misstep, not a silent prayer whispered in the depths of the night. I have placed in you a beauty, a potential that no difficulty can extinguish. It is the spark of divine creation, the imprint of my image that shines through each ordeal. You are my beloved work of art, created not for despair, but to flourish. When you feel lost, it is only darkness before dawn, silence before the song. My timing is perfect. Even if he seems to delay your human heart, your destiny is waiting for you. You are called beyond what your eyes can see, and your mind can imagine you. May this truth move like a flame in your mind, a lighthouse through each storm. Trust me, my dear child. Abandon your anxieties, your fears, your desire in my capable hands. In this abandonment, you will find peace and strength that goes beyond any understanding. I'm still with you, not like a distant force, but like your nearest companion. You do not walk this path alone. Even in the moments when you feel abandoned or forgotten, my presence is the constant rhythm under your steps, the soothing voice that brings you back with hope. Good to this reality. The alliance will never be broken. There is a traced destiny just for you. a goal that only you can achieve because of the unique weaving of your gifts, your experiences, and your mind. I invite you to move forward in this button, to get up and courageously enter into the life that I have prepared for you. Amen.